Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's going to be a great day today. I'm just getting my devices set up here. Who's ready for some football today? I am. For sure. Go green. So when you hop on, say hello and tell me where you're from. Let me know what your favorite. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing really well. Working on designing cards and getting ready for my Christmas card series classes, and I've been busy. And Randy's been helping me. He's setting up more of my web page and getting that all set for me. I'm just waiting. Hello, Dolores. How are you today? Just waiting for a few people to hop on before we get started. So today is World Card Making Day, and that's when you not only make cards, but you also make sure that you send them out to people. You encourage them, you let them know you love them, you're just thinking about them. Lots of people can use a lot of encouragement today. And in these times, not just today. So if you don't get them mailed out today, you can always do it in the next week, the next month, till the end of the year. But do it, it's important. So we're going to make 2 cards today. We're going to use the Sparkle of the Season bundle and the Angels of Peace stamp set. When you place a minimum order today of $50 and you use a host code, and I'll put it in the link, I'll send you a free embellishment. So make sure you get those orders in. You have 1 week to do that. So any orders that I get in the next week that use this host code, I'll make sure I send you a free embellishment thanking you for your order and your support. So today, and I gave you a little sneak peek, we're going to be making this card. Hello, Nancy Jones. And I say your last name because I have a sister-in-law, Nancy, too, which I think would probably jump on here sooner or later. But we're going to use this card and or make this card, and it uses the Sparkle of the Season bundle. It has this beautiful stamp set and a matching bundle, and I'm going to show you when we start making the card what's included in that die set. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to make another card using the Angels of Peace stamp set. So I'll show you that when we get to it. So let's get started. We're going to start with this card first, and it's so appropriate for this time of year. And I'm going to point you to my work surface, and Randy's got this all set up, so I only have to move one thing. I have a new work surface. That's out of the picture. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. So this is the card. Is it upside down? Waiting to see if it's upside down. It's not. It's facing you. That's good. So the table that I'm using is not sturdy. So to use the Stamp and Emboss machine on this table, it would rock the whole table. And I don't want to do that to you because it would probably make you seasick. So I did do some of the embossing already. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take a half sheet of cardstock, and I'm using Very Vanilla, and I cut it 8.5 by 5.5. That is one sheet, half sheet of paper, so you can get 2 cards out of one piece. You fold it in half, and then you have an early espresso piece, which is a dark brown. This measures 4 inches by 5.25. So when you put this down, I'm using Stamp and Seal to for my adhesive. When you put it down, it borders or that, and then it has like a little frame around it. Then you take a piece of Very Vanilla cardstock, and this is yet cut down 1/4 inch also. So this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And this is just plain, but then I ran it through the embossing machine and it came out like this. Now this embossing folder is different than this embossing folder. Can you see the difference? So this one is called Bark, and this one is called Timber. And the embossing folders, they look like this, and let me show you. And these are 3D embossing folders, so they really make a great impression. And they're $10. Each of them are $10. So put that aside. So I'm using the Timber embossing piece, and again, I'm going to put Stamp and Seal on it. Trying to keep up with comments too. Okay, so now you have that. And then the dies that come with this, this is the stamp set, Sparkle of the Season, and actually the only stamp we're going to use on this card is the word grateful. But the dies are awesome. So they come with all these pieces, and there's one that looks like evergreen, like you'd use for Christmas or winter scenes, and there's leaves, and there's a broom, and there's a wreath that has stars, so that could be like for a wintry night. But then on other page you have one for fall that has leaves. There's a pumpkin, pine cone, leaves, and a bat. And then there's also these here. I haven't figured out what to use those for, but I will. So you run that through the embossing machine, and those will fit through the mini embossing machine, cut and emboss machine. So I'm using the Tombow green glue is what we call it, to adhere this down to the card. Did anyone tell me if they're football fans or if they're watching football today? I'm obviously MSU. I like MSU. I like the color green. It is my birthstone. And plus, I've paid them lots of money over the years, as one of my daughters just graduated in last May with her bachelor's in zoology, and she is now working at the zoo at the Creation Museum in Kentucky. I'm so proud of her. She is doing really well. And anyway, I love Spartans, and we do have a perfect record going. We're 4-0 right now, and hopefully we'll win today. It is our homecoming. So now what I want to do is put on all these little leaves. So the leaves also, like I said, were in the die set and the pumpkins. So I just went and I punched all these out. Again, I didn't want to use the mini die machine because it would shake the table. So until I have a sturdier surface, I don't want to do that to you. So I just ran them through ahead of time. So now I'm going to use this green Tombow glue again, and I'm just going to build up these leaves, and it only takes a little bit of glue, just a dot. And there's different leaves. Well, hello, Nancy Van Buren. That's my sister-in-law. So we have 2 Nancys on here. Isn't that fun? And you just keep building up and building up. And you can use any colors you want. I use cherry cobbler, pumpkin pie, so saffron, and old olive. I'm going to get a pine cone in there. Then I think I want to put the pumpkin on there. So that's what we have so far. Isn't it sweet? And then I'm taking some twine, and I'm using actually this is the twine, and I'm going to make a double bow. Now some people freak out when they have to make a bow, and some really freak out when they have to make a double bow. But I have to make these a lot at the studio, so I do pretty good with it, and they don't scare me anymore, so that's good. And my friend Nancy, she laughs when when Rhonda assigns me the bows, but that's okay. We have a good time. All right. And then I'm just going to trim off the edges, or the ends. And then I'm going to adhere that with a mini glue dot. Oops, I'm sorry if that was really loud. And I just put it right on the mini glue dot. So I never touch the mini glue dot because then it loses its stickiness. Nancy, you are too good at bows. And then I'm just going to put that right there. And then it sticks. Mini glue dots are wonderful. Okay. And then I'm going, when you trim your paper, you know, down like to 5 inches by, 3 3/4, and you're going to end up with strips like this. This strip is priceless. Don't throw it away. So what I do is I take my stamps or my sentiments. If it's just a word, this is really easy to do. I'm trying to find a block. Okay. So I've got my stamp Grateful, and I'm using Early Espresso ink. And I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. When you use your stamps in ink, you don't have to push it down. You don't have to twist it or anything. You just tap, tap, tap. It's called the KISS method. Just tap, tap, tap. And then what's great about these polymer stamps is they're clear, so you can see and you can line it right up. And there we go. And then I'm going to shut this ink pad because I'll probably be messy. And then I'm just going to cut this off. There we go. Put that aside. And then I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Dimensionals are an awesome thing too. Make sure you use every bit of it. So all around the edge, you can cut these and use them. They're all usable. So it says that you get 300 of these hexagon little dimensionals, but you get way more than that if you use the whole border. All these little pieces, just cut and use those up. Use those. Don't let them go to waste. They're perfectly good, because when you put it on your, when you use it in your project, you never see what shape is on the back of the sentiment or whatever you're popping out. So then I'm going to put this here, and then it just gives it a little lift, little texture. And then I'm using brushed metallic adhesive dots. These are beautiful, you guys. If you have not seen them yet, you've got to get your hands on them. They are, oh, I didn't look to see how much they were. Let me look real quick, because it's worth it. So they're in the mini catalog, and they are brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and they are $9. And you get 90 of them. So there's 3 different colors that you get, and they're awesome. So I'm using a pokey tool. I've actually ordered the pick tool from Stampin' Up, which is awesome. I used it at the studio a couple weeks ago. So I do have it on order, but until it comes, I have to have something to use. So I'm going to use, actually, let me see. I think I'm going to use all of the green color. So I'm going to put one down here, a larger one, a littler one here in the middle, and a little one up here. So just sprinkle them around, and there is our finished card. Beautiful. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Let me clean my stamp real quick. I do have a chamois. It's called a chamois. I keep it in an old the wood mount stamps, one of those boxes. All you do is wet it like a chamois, so it's just damp. And then you close it up and set it aside. You can use it the next time. All there is water on that, and it cleans your stamp. All right. Now, on to the next card. Get my work surface cleared. All right, so the next card, I'm not going to show you in advance what it is. I'm just going to make it. So this one takes a half sheet of cardstock as well, very vanilla, but it's cut 4 1/4 by 11. So it's cut the long way on the card, on the cardstock. Fold it in half. I already scored it, so it's easy to fold. I have my bone folder, so I'm burnishing the edge so it folds nice. Then I'm taking a piece of Designer Series paper. This Designer Series paper actually comes from the Pattern Party Design Series paper, which is only available if you're a hostess. So if you host a party or a card class, that is one of the items you can purchase at a reduced rate. So it's wonderful pack of paper. So there's all these patterns on the front, and then on the back, all the patterns are black and white. So for my black and white gals that love, you know, to just use black and white in their cards, that is a pad of paper that you definitely want to have. So, well, there's one of the patterns for black and white. So again, you adhere it to the card. And I'm using Stamp and Seal. And then again, you want to line it up so there's a border all around it. And then there is one thing that I didn't do. I'm using the scalloped contour dies. That's what those look like. And I'm using this big frame here. And I'm going to cut it out in very vanilla. So I'm going to cut me a piece of cardstock. And I'm going to run it through the embossing machine real quick while the cut and emboss. And sorry I didn't have this done earlier. I thought I had an extra piece and I didn't. So I'll just quickly run that through. And again, I'm doing it off to the side on another table because it would shake the camera table too much. So when I cut it out, it looks like that. So Randy and I have been working on moving my craft room. It was up in the attic, which it's a finished attic. It's beautiful. But it's really warm up there in the summer and really cold in the winter. So we're moving it downstairs to one of the bedrooms. So we're trying to clean it up and make it look right. And yeah, so the table that I'm using is not sturdy. So I don't want to mess that up. So then you just put that on, and again you want to line it up so you have a border equal on all 4 sides. And then you want to take a piece of very vanilla again, and I'm going to measure here. I think it's 2.5 by 3 3/4. 2.5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to do by 2.5. And the way I measured that is in the inside of this label, if you will, there's stitching. So can you see the stitching around there? So this piece will fit right inside there. That's how I measured it. So I just measured inside there and then cut that piece. Then I want to bring a piece of paper over. I want to get Smoky Slate is the ink that I'm using. And the stamp set is Angels of Peace. Can you see that? It is a beautiful stamp set. Angels of Peace stamp set is $21. Also, the Sparkle of the Season bundle, the bundle with all those dies, all these dies, and the stamp set is $45.75 when they're purchased together, and that's a 10% savings. All right, so I'm going to open my, and this is the red rubber. So it's not the clear polymer, photopolymer stamp, but it is the red rubber, which you can still see the image through your acrylic block. You just can't see through the stamp itself. Then I'm going to put her right here in the center. And I'm going to close that ink pad again. And then we get to color. So I'm going to use 4 colors. This is Smoky Slate, the light color, the light Smoky Slate, the light So Saffron, and the light and dark Petal Pink. So I'm first going to start by coloring the little bird in Smoky Slate. That's all we use that one for. And then I'm going to use the light saffron, So Saffron, for her hair. And all I'm doing is outlining it. I'm being very gentle because the blends work best if you if you stamp your image in Memento black ink. But I didn't want to use black because I didn't want it to be harsh or real prominent. So I used the Smoky Slate ink pad. So what happens when you color over the ink pad, or the ink from the ink pad, it tends to bleed. So I just went real light and tried to avoid the gray and so it wouldn't bleed. So this is the dark Petal Pink, and all I'm doing is outlining. Now I am not real great at coloring, but Stampin' Up! Has made it so easy for us. I am coloring just like I used to color, excuse me, in school, grade school. So I always outlined my image. Like so. Just the outline. And then I went back in. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. And then I'm using the light Petal Pink, and I'm going back in, and I'm just filling in all the area. Who else likes to color? Oh, so my sister-in-law Nancy wants me to do a close-up of the designer series paper. I sure will. Let me finish this coloring, and I sure will. I'll actually show you all the pieces. They're beautiful. Okay. All right. And then to add a pop of sparkle, because every angel sparkles, I'm going to use the Wink of Stella. So this is a sparkle, shimmer paint, if you will. And it is a brush. There's a brush tip. Can you see that? And then I'm just going to go over it, the wings, because I think that's where angels sparkle the most, is their wings. And don't forget that little piece of wing up there. And then, again, we use dimensionals, and we pop that up. And then we're going to center this in the contour scallop label. Oh, it's looking so good, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So then also in this beautiful stamp set, there is a stamp that says, "You're an Angel." And we're going to stamp it in the smoky slate again on Very Vanilla. Again, just tap, tap, tap. And just take a piece of scrap. And then I'm taking my 1-inch circle punch. Hopefully everyone has a 1-inch circle punch. And then again, I'm taking another dimensional, putting that right on the back of that little circle. And I'm popping it right up on her dress. And then there's a saying in here. Sometimes angels are just good people with kind hearts. I absolutely love that saying. So that's what I'm going to put on the inside. Again, I'm going to... And this card was designed by Rhonda. I help her out at her studio. And she's always designing cards, and it's absolutely wonderful to work with her and get ideas. And then I'm just going to line it up, put it in the center there. Again, don't rock your stamp, just down and up. Close that ink pad again so I don't put my hands in it. And then there is that card. Isn't it beautiful? So we have this card, and we made this card. Which one do you like better? Oh, Dolores loves to color. I know. I find it so relaxing. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed those cards. Now I'm going to show you, actually let me clean these stamps real quick. Again, this is a chamois, and it's just wet, and I keep it in a case, and I keep it right on my desk. And again, I'm probably shaking the table. I'm sorry. Let me lift that up so I don't do that. And that's all there is to cleaning the stamps. that was the Angels of Peace stamp set. Okay, back to that paper. So it's called Pattern Party Design Series paper. Let me see if I can. And you get multiple sheets of each pattern. So you get that pattern, you get that. That's what's on the back of that one. And you could even color these flowers, you know, or just color one, you know, to kind of give it a pop of color. Beautiful. Oh, I love this hat. Oh, look at the stripes. That reminds me of a mermaid. Animal print. Stripes. Green, blue. That's the blue we used. It's called Misty Moonlight. And there's Bumblebee. And I love the buffalo check. Oh, I just love it. So trendy right now. And then that. So this paper, it has a ton of paper in it. And I believe it's $18 when you can get it only as a hostess. And it's $18 with your hostess rewards. And there's 48 sheets of paper in here. So, and it's 12 by 12. So it's a ton of paper, people. It's beautiful. Okay, let me point you back up. And hopefully it will be a smooth transition. There we go. Okay, so just to recap, today is World Card Making Day. We like to make cards today, as many as you can, but more importantly, we want you to mail those cards out to anyone and everyone you can think of. I try to send cards out every month to different people. Some of you have been recipients of my cards, and you always are so gracious and thankful for them, and I appreciate that. We use Sparkle of the Season bundle, and it's $45.75 for the bundle. That's with the stamp set and the dies, all those dies, and it's a 10% savings. Whenever you can buy a bundle, it is always a 10% savings. And I use the Timber 3D embossing folder, which is $10. And then the other one, the sample that I showed in the beginning, because I already had that one made, was made with the bark embossing folder, which is also $10. The Angels of Peace stamp set is $21. The scalloped contour dies that I used, which is the label, the rectangular label, is $35, and it is a beautiful, beautiful die set. And then the Wink of Stella, which gives you a little bit of shimmer, is $8. Again, if you place a minimum order of $50 or more, and you use the host code that I'm going to post or link to in this video, I'll send you an embellishment, and you have 1 week from today to get that order in, and I'll be sure to send it out. And when you place an online order, you just go to Stampin' Up, Stampin' Up, STAMPINUP.com, and then shop, and then enter your information. There will be a place to enter the host code. It will automatically link to my site or my information, and then it sends me an email once you've submitted that order. So it sends me an email, so that's how I will know to send you the embellishment. I hope you enjoyed this. It was lots of fun, and I hope you have a great day. Enjoy that football. The sun's coming out here in Langsburg, Michigan, so we're excited about that. It is our homecoming. We're expected to win, but I don't ever go with that because anything can happen on any given day, especially in sports. Any team can win on any given day. You never know what the teams are dealing with, especially with today's events, the COVID, just everything. So I don't always count on us winning, but I sure hope we do. Go green. Have a great day. Bye-bye.